On today's show, Cultus Lake Water Park's big summer.
It's about to blow your mind, the helicopter.
And the Lions Peak Heli Tour.
Every season she blows me away with her prints.
West Coast style. Mary Katranzou's new collection.
This is pretty much the most unique building you'll find in Vancouver.
Capital Direct Dream Homes. Cole Harbour Luxury.
He's been very tough the last few years.
And later, it's the Cowboys Casino Chuck's Insider. See that and more local expression.
Welcome to The Express, only on Shaw TV. I'm Johanna Ward. Gorgeous views down here in Cole Harbour. Amazing views from right next door at the Shaw Tower. If you go to the lookout on West Hastings, 360-degree views of the mountains and the city and the ocean. But if you really want the best view of Vancouver, well, you got to go past the peak.
Cultus Lake Water Park's Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park.
Grouse Mountain claims the lofty title of Vancouver's #1 four-season attraction, and it offers 4 distinct ways to enjoy the view from the top. A smooth sky ride on the aerial tram that's been shuttling those that skip the grouse grind since 1974. Or the mountain ziplining that opened in 2008 and now offers 5 lines of flying fun.
This first line's like a trainer line, help ease you into the idea of flying or get you past a fear of heights.
If heights are your thing to face or flaunt, the Eye of the Wind, the world's first and only wind turbine, stands almost 60 meters tall and has a glass view pod near the top of the tower. But for an unparalleled view of Vancouver, you gotta go past the peak.
All right, I'm ready for my tour. You're gonna blow my mind.
It's about to blow your mind, the helicopter.
An imposing machine of metal and steel, I smile getting strapped in and my heart starts a new race as the blades begin to whir.
It's a rush, it really is.
The helicopter lifts off like it's lighter than air, a beast transformed into a bird of beauty. Since she sells the tours for Blackcomb Aviation, she's sailed in the air many times. Jennifer describes the route as Mother Nature's royalty.
It makes me feel so excited that we live in such a beautiful place and that you get to see these mountains right up close and then curve around and see the ocean and the sound, all the different elements. It's perfect. It's majestic.
Majestic, to possess majesty of lofty dignity or imposing aspect. As we circle over the lush green landscape and pass through the lions, for the first time in my life, I'm speechless. And I truly understand what majesty means.
No joke. I have tears in my eyes right now. This is so beautiful up here. Wow. What if I go again?
It's a thrill ride that creates its own kind of heartthrob. Not scary, unless you're scared.
Scared of helicopters? We always have to give them a little push, but we're very safe and the pilots will always take very good care of them.
Don't worry, when she says push, they don't actually push you. But we did get an extra swooping surprise just to give our cameras an extra kick.
Especially on a day like this when it's sunny, it's the best way to see Vancouver.
That was amazing. I'd say I need a cigarette, except Grouse Mountain is a no smoking zone. And I don't smoke. Really? But you know what I mean.
Past the peak of Grouse Mountain, I'm Johanna Ward for Big Summer.
Cultus Lake Water Park's Big Summer has been brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park.
The website is grousemountain.com/heli tours. Now, besides those quick tours that you can take atop Grouse Mountain, they also offer enhanced tours. One where you can fly to Whistler, one where you land on a glacier, and one called the Hollywood Experience, where you fly to Blackcomb Aviation's private helipad at Vancouver Film Studios and tour the soundstage. Swanky, you'll feel like a star. And speaking of stars, on today's West Coast Style, Express fashion reporter Mansour sits down with one of the world's hottest designers who chose to launch her collection here in Vancouver.
Pacific Center's West Coast Style is brought to you by Pacific Center.
The West Coast is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, and I'm on the hunt to make sure that the people here look just as good as where they live. I'm Mansour, and I'm a lifestyle journalist searching for the most cutting-edge fashion and beauty hotspots, deals, and tips, all in our own backyard. I'll do the shopping so you don't have to. This is West Coast Style. Only the best designers in the world attract a fashionable crowd like this in celebration. We're here for the unveiling of Mary Katranzou's Fall-Winter 2012 collection, available at the Bay's The Room, right here in downtown Vancouver. Before the festivities began, Mary Katranzou sat down with me one-on-one to explain to me her own inspirations and why exactly she came all the way to Vancouver to unveil her new collection.
How would you say a city or the place you live can really inspire apparel and the aesthetic of what fashion is?
And I think with London, especially being such a cultural hub and such a melting pot of different people and different backgrounds of people, it really influences your work.
Her hometown of London may be a constant source of inspiration, but Mary told me there was something extra special that influenced her fall-winter designs.
This season it was just about taking the everyday and turning it into something that's occasion wear. So we worked with everyday objects like typewriters and telephones and pencils.
Now you have teamed up with an iconic retailer, which is the Hudson's Bay. How do you feel it has enhanced what you do and how your audience sees what you do?
Well, I think it's about who you're trying to address and at what point in your development. Before Nicholas Malamphy picked my collection for the room, I had wanted to be in the room.
The Nicholas Malamphy Mary is referring to is the creative director for the room and the catalyst for bringing Mary's designs to the Hudson's Bay. He happened to be also in town to celebrate alongside Mary.
Can you tell us about how the room and Mary came to be?
Well, a few years ago I was at London Fashion Week, and the room is a very big supporter of the London designers, the emerging talent. And I was at the show, and the first few collections started coming out, and it really there was a reaction. And I think you can look at her product and you see that it's so unusual, so different. She's just an exciting visionary for fashion right now.
There's certain relationships with certain retailers that have a history behind them and a global reach. That's why I said that we had, already decided we wanted to be with the Hudson's Bay before they came.
Katranzou's signature prints and pattern dresses have created a fan following around the world. But I wanted to find out what the West Coast's fashion elite thinks of the pieces when they see them up close. All of these beautiful designs on display. What are your thoughts on the collection?
It is the most beautiful collection I think I've ever seen in my life. It's outrageous.
Every season she blows me away with her prints. Like, obviously that's become her signature, and you think that it would get old, but it just doesn't. It's always so fun and so fresh, and the colors that she uses, and I mean that pencil dress at the entrance is amazing.
It just shows how when somebody's bold and courageous, how they can just make such an impact on the world. And when you think of it, I mean, in the last couple of years, she's just made such an impact on the fashion world all of a sudden.
Vancouver's fashion elite definitely have toasted to Mary a few times over. But for everyone else, Mary says it's simple to take away something from her designs, no matter what your style.
I would encourage everyone that they try prints on, because there is a distance that a print can create from the hanger to the wearer. It can do wonders because it can really morph your body into something else through the illusion of prints. Brand and also have fun with it. I think it's really important that people have fun with what they wear once in a while.
Fashion and fun? We couldn't agree with you more, Mary. I'm Mansour for West Coast Style.
Pacific Center's West Coast Style has been brought to you by Pacific Center.
West Coast life. We love our fashion and we love our food. And with more on that, we're joining Nicole Fitzgerald in Whistler Village. So what's your take on some of the hottest restaurants to check out?
Well, there's never been a better time to explore Whistler via your taste buds. Dine in Whistler wraps up this weekend with more than 30 restaurants hosting set course menus. And we've got your top local pick.
Sounds yummy. Looking forward to some fine dining later on today's Express. We're also going to tour a Cole Harbour condo on Capital Direct Dream Homes and share these personal stories.
Oh, you haven't been drunk in 85 days?
No. Surviving and thriving. See what happens inside the Recovery Society's Trilogy houses.
He's been very tough.
When it matters if you win or lose. On Cowboys Casino Chuck's Insider. The Express, only on Shaw TV.
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.